Are you serious? Are you serious, guys? Broadcasting from my son's home here in North Carolina, and want to get up to speed here. Some things that are happening. Unbelievable, unbelievable. 50 people dead. That's expected to rise in the worst snowstorm blizzard Christmas week in the history of this nation. One of the worst ever. Let's put a shout out right now for www.ketowithpaul.com. That's www.ketowithpaul.com. Guys, I don't know about you, but I know one thing. Um, wow. You want to get started with weight loss, the first of the year's beginning. Let's just not make a New Year's resolution. Let's actually go to work at it. And we can. I've done it. If I can lose 30 pounds, who I've suffered more and tried every diet known to man, what I found out it's really not about diets. It's about just eating less portions, eating healthier, and getting the metabolism speeded up. And no better way to do that than through keto. The keto diet is unbelievable, but I can't stand it. But if I take the best ingredients of it and apply it in a smoothie every morning, and that gives me get the metabolism started, and then curb everything else down. Just eat smaller portions, eat more responsible. How do you find out all about this, guys? This powder is incredible. It's awesome. Just go to www.ketowithpaul.com. That's www.ketowithpaul.com. It does more than help you lose weight. It's going to help the sagging skin. Okay, it's going to tighten things up. It's going to bring back that youthful glow once again. That you deserve it. All right. So do it right now. Get the year started right at www.ketowithpaul.com. All right. Well, guys, all right. Here's the deal. Merry Christmas, of course, to everyone. I'm still here at my son's home right now. We're enjoying it with the grandkids and the fam. And my son made this incredible brisket yesterday. I was telling you guys about it last night. Unbelievable brisket. I mean, are you serious? uh, Put this huge 8-pound brisket on his brand new smoker. It took 12 hours, and he brined it right and marinated it, seasoned it, and smoked it. And when it hit the table last night, it was insane. So because that was so good, I decided to stick around a couple extra days and see what else he might come up with. All right. Actually, tomorrow we're supposed to go golfing. Now, for me, it's going to be cold. I think it's going to be about 40, maybe 48 degrees tomorrow. So that's going to be chilly, but we can do this. The thing is, though, I haven't played golf in 3 years since my stroke. Uh, and which, of course, you guys know it affected my balance. It affected my speech, affected my eye, uh, and um, and my short term memory, of course, has suffered quite a bit from it all. But no matter what I got to say about this, I was too much off balance and just couldn't, I was so much struggling. But I've been through the treatments, I've been through lots of prayer, and I feel like I can do this. So tomorrow I'm going to go hit the greens. I don't care how cold it is tomorrow, 45, 48, whatever. We're going to go play 18 holes, and I just want to get back out there again. I think it's good for my health. I'm losing weight. My eyes are, I'm getting to have eye surgery in January, which is going to get rid of the cataracts and hopefully repair that area that's caused the sensitivity so bad in this left eye. Um, and and then I think this everything else, God has really been slowly restoring me back to my youth. The Bible even says that He would restore us, you know, give us back the years that the cankerworm and the caterpillar has stolen from us. I'm taking back what the devil's stolen, and we're doing it in the name of Jesus. So your prayers are so important because I think for me it's going to be great to get back some more physical conditioning as we're on this journey of recovery, because we have a job to do. The gospel of Jesus Christ must get out to the world. I must get the job done, and I can do it through the help of the Lord Jesus Christ, and through your prayers we can reach the world. People were saved again last night on our Sunday night live broadcast, which was a condensed broadcast and was even early, but people were saved. We thank God for that. But now the blizzard, and Buffalo is buried. I mean, Buffalo is so buried, it's scary. But let's just talk about the whole country. At least 50 people are dead. and that death toll is expected to rise. They've been killed as this huge winter storm continues to pummel the United States. Thousands of Americans still remain without power. I mean, there was as much as 1 million people. There's been rolling blackouts. Drivers have been found dead in their cars after being left stranded on snow-covered highways in different interstates across the nation. Cars have been abandoned, roads and highways amid the winter storm that has battered the United States. I got a couple of pictures here for you right here on my phone. Just buried up here and buried. Okay. Just incredible situation. And and that's just a couple of quick pictures. The scenes across America have just been unbelievable. Vehicles been blanketed by snow. Snow drifts have been outrageous because of the strong winds. There are even emergency vehicles stranded, state snow plows stranded, tow trucks, everything. Temperatures plunged to this dangerously cold 53 below zero in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, 53 below zero, when the wind chill was taken into account in the run up to Christmas, according to the National Weather Service. At least 46 people in the United States died on Christmas Day. Another 4 have been found before that, and there was others found a few days before that. Actually, they found 4 people also dead in Canada, in British Columbia. Also, there was 13 people that were found dead in Buffalo, New York, amid the bomb cyclone, this apocalyptic blizzard, and that warned the death toll is likely to rise. Also, William Romello Clay was named one of the victims after being found dead. Um, he vanished into the snowstorm on Friday after leaving his home to go to the store on foot. Bodies were reportedly found in their vehicles on highways all along the Chickasaw, New York. At least 12 people have been reported dead in Lake Erie County, with the ages ranging between 26 and 93. Why is he out in the snow? Officials have revealed that 10 people died in Ohio due to the blizzard. 6 more people found dead in crashes in Missouri. And also, people were killed in Kansas and in Kentucky. And also, there were some motorists have been stuck in their vehicles for 2 days, still stuck right now. Some were found in cars, some were found on the street in snowbanks, dead. Also in Maryland, it was unbelievable. The people that were hung up and caught in the blizzards that tried to go to Buffalo, New York for Christmas. People still tried to make the incredible journey to be with family in the holidays, not heeding the warning of this disaster. Just unbelievable. There was 43 inches of snow fell in Buffalo on Christmas morning. This is by far an all-time record on Christmas in the history of the United States. Remember, Buffalo was already hit with 6 feet of snow back around close to Thanksgiving, and another snowstorm where they got 2 foot of snow, and now this time, Christmas morning, almost 4 feet of snow. The airport is remaining closed and won't reopen until 11 o'clock tomorrow in Buffalo, New York. The Buffalo Bills, who were playing on the road, I believe in Chicago, could not leave Chicago and had to spend the night after their game. And then it was very, very dangerous trip for them getting home. I understand I think there was another team that was had to make an emergency landing due to the blizzard. I forgot which team that was. If it was at the Cleveland Browns or somebody, I can't remember. That happened in New Jersey. Anyway, just crazy. Now, when you think about this, the gust of wind that we had, 30 to 40 mile an hour, have whipped snow in the air, making it extremely difficult for drivers to navigate the treacherous roads. New York Governor Kathy Hochul branded the monster weather an event. She called this event an epic once in a lifetime disaster. She also told reporters, we now surpass the scale of that storm in its intensity, the longevity of it, the ferocity of it, and its winds. She warned that the damage caused by the storm is devastating. Hogo added, it's going to look like a war zone. The vehicles along the sides of the roads in New York are shocking, and at least 500 people had to be rescued, according to the New York State Police, who struggled amid the polar conditions. Also, the governor revealed that one rescue involved delivering a baby, while elderly citizens were rushed to hospitals. She also said vehicles cannot get through these types of conditions, and officials have warned that the plunging temperatures can cause blood pressure to rise and arteries to constrict, thus causing heart attacks and strokes. John Burns, a senior who lives in Buffalo, New York, told Reuters that he and his family were trapped indoors for 36 hours by the storm. He said nothing was going on for 2 days, and it's apocalyptic. He said it's crazy. That's right. They're using this word, apocalyptic. And again, these are words that was like never even part of our vernacular. Okay, our vocabulary. None of us use this in our vernacular. This was a word reserved for the end of days, for a time like you never ever expected. But that time has come. We're in the apocalyptic era, which I've been saying for about the last 7 years. We're in the beginning of sorrows. And the Lord told me that really starting now, between now and the end, 2020, 2030, you're getting ready to go through a 7 years of such trials and troubles and tribulations like we've never had before. I'm not saying it's a 7 year tribulation period, but it certainly is going to be 7 years of distress on the earth and woes and sorrows like we've never seen, from wars and diseases and pandemics and superstorms and cyclone bombs and rain bombs and hyper hurricanes and torrent tornadoes and widespread damage from cyclones and typhoons. There's going to be more blood moons, and we're going to see more and more tsunamis and mega quakes, earthquakes, and meteorites and asteroids and fireballs and straight line winds of biblical proportion. Get ready for it. And these are just the birthing pains of the coming of Jesus Christ. He truly is coming. The word apocalyptic, they've started plowing, and we're tracking the map, but when they will reach us is still to be determined, said one of the guys stuck now for 4 days. The winter storm has caused widespread travel chaos throughout the entire nation. More than 2,800 flights were canceled on Christmas Day. Another 5,000 flights were canceled on Christmas Eve, and another 4,000 flights were canceled on the 23rd. Denver International saw the most cancellations, while Hatfield, Jackson, and Atlanta, Georgia came in second. And more than 100 flights were even in Baltimore and Washington were canceled in the last 24 hours. And it comes more than 3,400 flights that were canceled on Christmas Eve. Temporary accommodations has been set up as part of efforts to start stranded homeless Americans. Locals in Louisville, Kentucky, hunkered down in a 6,600 seat Broadbent arena as temperatures plunged to a whopping 40 degrees below zero. I know right where that arena is. It's a 6,600 seat arena right in downtown Louisville. And so the homeless, they were able to get all the homeless off the streets and get them into that stadium to keep them warm during Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Also, the charity Another Way is handing out meals and blankets and providing medical care down there in Louisville. And that was really good work by them. God bless them for doing that. And for everyone that contributes in that. Thousands of Americans have been left without power, but the electricity is slowly being restored. But there were rolling blackouts, even right here in North Carolina, rolling blackouts across the nation. Some of them were rolling blackouts. Some of them were just actual power outages due to the in climate weather. 250,000 Americans were also sitting in the dark at 8 o'clock in the morning on Christmas morning, freezing because of power outages in the United States. That's 250,000 people. Another 29,000 residents in Maine were without power, while 13,000 New Yorkers currently remained without power, and most of that up in that Buffalo, New York area. The National Weather Service issued a hard freeze warning for Georgia, which plunged to a bone-chilling 22 degrees on Christmas morning. Homeowners have been urged to take action in order to prevent pipes and water pipes from bursting. I know it was 44 below zero at my home in Indiana, where my parents are living now, along with my son and his wife, taking care of them, and we've got other nurses and people that come in also during the week. And I was on the phone with my dad on Christmas Eve, and I said, "Dad, are you staying in?" He said, "Are you serious?" He said, "I'm sitting right here in your recliner next to the fireplace, drinking a hot cup of coffee, looking out the window, watching the wind howl and the snowfall." And he said, "And it's 44 below zero wind chill. Are you serious?" Yeah. And yeah. So it's been a little nippy. I mean, I'll be honest with you, here in North Carolina, it was 17 degrees this morning when I took sugar out, and I was like, what? And but yeah, that's nothing compared to what people in Montana dealt with, and you folks up there in Wyoming and Idaho and Colorado, and those of you up in North Dakota and South Dakota and Minnesota and Wisconsin and Michigan and Iowa and Nebraska and just across Indiana and across Ohio and Pennsylvania and New York and even down cold weather, like we said, 40 below zero wind chills in Louisville, Kentucky is crazy. And you know, even St. Louis and on down, even down in Texas, even near the Mexican border, it was in the 20s. I mean, that's just craziness. But do you remember what Mike, and the reason I'm bringing this all up, not beside the fact that this is historical news, the coldest Christmas in American history, but I also put out an all-out points bulletin for Al Gore. I was concerned about him because he's been so sure of the global warming and the the carbon footprint and all of these cows farting and all of these private jets and all of these airplanes and locomotive trains and all these cars driving around with gasolines, and especially those SUVs. He hates them. He's so worried, and the smokestacks and all these things. And I kept thinking, well, what about Al Gore? Where is Al Gore? Where in the world is Al Gore? Because he's probably freezing to death somewhere in total state of denial. The truth is this: we are experiencing climate change, but not because of mankind. We might be affecting the climate by about 1% on our use of power, whether it's coal or crude oil or natural gas. Or I should say natural coal, natural oil, and natural gas, because it's all natural. And we might be affecting the carbon footprint of the world by 1%. The reason the Earth is having its apocalyptic weather conditions, according to Mike from around the world and others like Suspicious Observer and Dutch Sense and BP Earth Watch, and these are the guys you can find on YouTube that have been working on this and reporting on this consistently for a dozen years anyway. Is because of some type of phenomenon that's affecting the planet. The Earth goes through extreme heat, and we're seeing extreme colds. We're seeing extreme droughts and extreme rains and floods. Notice, extreme hyper hurricanes. We're seeing extreme outrageous blizzards and weather, winter, insanity. And then we have outrageous heat waves and droughts, like the Mississippi River drying up, the Colorado River drying up, Lake Mead, Lake Powell drying up, the Yangtze River in China drying up, the Amazon River drying up, the Rhine River in Europe drying up, the Euphrates River, the Nile River in the Middle East, both drying up, biblically prophesied to happen. And these great, huge, the West Coast, all of the West Coast for now 10 years in a row, incredible drought in California, Washington State, Oregon, Idaho, Colorado, Nevada, Utah, Arizona, insane, New Mexico, unbelievable drought in the land, and in other parts of Africa, parts of Europe, parts of the Middle East, parts of Australia. Yet despite all these droughts and famine conditions it's causing, we have also had insane rain bombs, flooding, insanity, and especially the typhoons and the cyclones, like in the Philippines and Japan and Taiwan and Vietnam and Micronesia and Indonesia and Malaysia and the Koreans. I mean, they've been hit with cyclone and typhoon after cyclone and typhoon, monster super typhoons. Yet at the same time, we have excessive heat breaking the mercury and causing outrageous heat waves, and then turn right around and have this insane apocalyptic blizzards, snowmageddons of biblical proportion. How can this be happening? Well, we have record volcanoes going off. We had more volcanoes this year than ever even dreamed of having on the planet, releasing unbelievable amounts of gases, plumes and fumes and smoke and ash, and outrageous amounts of poisonous gases into the atmosphere, causing the heating of the greenhouse effect, causing the very thing that Al Gore's been preaching about, except Al Gore didn't say it was going to happen naturally. He said it was all because of you driving an SUV. Oh, because you ranchers had too many cows eating in the pasture. And the real idiots are telling us we all need to quit eating meat and go to eating crickets and, French fried grasshoppers and chocolate covered ants and wood, grub worms, and call them wood shrimp and on the Barbie, and stop eating, and turn the lights down low, keep your thermostat down in the winter, turn the air conditioner off, rolling blackouts. California don't know what they're doing. The hottest days, they shut the power off in America. The coldest days, they shut the power off in America. What's going on here, guys? The truth is, it's all in the Bible. Everything I'm reporting is the truth. Everything I've just reported is happening. And it was actually prophesied to happen. Several places in the Bible talks about it. Isaiah chapter 24 talks about these apocalyptic events, including a pole shift and strange sounds heard in the heavens and in the earth. And the earth even being a pole shift that flips things upside down, basically, causing massive migration, looking for food and water. The book of Hosea says that it'll rain on one city and not rain in two others. And the people will be so out of water in the other two, they'll come to the one looking for water, and it won't be enough for everybody. And yet it tells you about devastating climate and the earth and sinkholes opening up and hell enlarging itself without measure. It talks about earthquakes in different places, diverse places, and wars and rumors of wars and famines and pandemics and plandemics and pestilences and disease. All of this apocalyptically predicted by Jesus Christ in Matthew 24 and Mark 13 and in Luke 21 and 2 Peter chapter 3 and in the Thessalonian chapters, and matter of fact, the whole book of Revelation and other places throughout the Bible. Book of Job. We talk about these different changes and constellations, things in the heavens. Even Jesus said that the heavens would even be shaking due to some type of binary system. Some would call it Planet X. Others call it its moon that surrounds it. One of its moons, Nibiru. The ancients have called it different names like Nemesis and Nibiru. But no matter what you want to say, God is in control. And he told us these are the exact signs of the last days. This is what would happen just before the coming of Jesus Christ. So where's Al Gore? Because he needs to be, it's an, Al. This might be an inconvenient truth for you, but man's not causing this. Not man-made. Man's sin. Man's time is running out. But actually, the Bible prophecies told us this would be the birthing pains just before the coming of Jesus Christ. So pray one for another. It's going to get a whole lot more violent, a whole lot more radical in its weather patterns, extreme, apocalyptic, cataclysmic, catastrophic of biblical proportions just before the coming of Jesus Christ. Don't forget the meteorites and asteroids are coming. We'll be in touch with you and talk more about this as we continue to cover the signs of the last days. It's not a timeline, folks. It's a sign line. And the signs are everywhere of Christ's return. Give your life to Jesus Christ. I'll be back with more today on this YouTube version of the coming apocalypse. Christ is coming soon. God bless all of you. It's almost over.